Hi, hello. I know this video comes out at a weird time, especially how I ended up the last stream. I'm sure many of you are kind of confused, but it relates well. I've been wanting to get GG3, GG. How many G's do I have on this? Three out for a while now, but the problem is the topic that I'm talking about is something that I'm also suffering from, so it's kind of hard to give advice when I'm not really, over it, or let's just say I'm also struggling from it. But yeah, I thought maybe it's better to just like let the episode go. Maybe if I talk about it, I'll feel better. Maybe I'll eventually find an answer. But yep, as you can see from the video chat title, today we're talking about loneliness or being alone in particular. Let's just use my own perspective because that's the easiest one. I can tell you for a fact that being a traveler or like being someone who's basically alone most of the time, moving around the world alone and not really having a home to go back to, that was my choice. I did this completely on my own, and I decided to be a traveler thinking, because I always thought that, damn, man, family sucks, I just want to head out, do my own thing. Why is everyone restricting me? Why do I have to like deal with the annoying people around me, right? And that's what I did. And that's what I regret, because the idea of being alone always seems good at first. At first you're always thinking, "Wow, when I'm alone, I'm gonna play games all day. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna do this and that and this and that, and no one can stop me, right? Because I'm alone." And yes, that's kind of true. You get to play games all the time. You do whatever you want, but eventually, you start really getting lonely. And this is coming from me. I am someone who's lived alone most of their lives, and also acknowledge that I've always been alone, even though I was actually like not before I was a traveler. I wasn't really alone. I had people around me, but the problem is humans usually don't appreciate people around them. We don't understand something's real value until we lose it. That's how humans are. You never know that someone like a good friend of yours is a really good friend until they're gone. You guys get into a fight and then you never talk again. And I'm sure someone here relates with me. I could give many examples. Something you always took for granted, something normal. Oh, yeah, I eat chicken every day. And then once chicken is gone forever, you'll be crying about it. You'll be like, damn, chicken really tasted good. I should have been happier about it. I should have appreciated chicken more? Same for friends, same for family, same for everything. Even a Game Boy Advance console. Well, it's not a console, but it's a handheld console. Why am I getting into Game Boys? Anyways, so that's about everything. That if you lose it, you'll learn its true value, and before that, you'll be like taking it for granted and not understanding how much of an important thing this is to you. The same with me, and not understanding how important people are until now, that I became a traveler. No, not really having a place to call home, or like a friend group to have, around me, or it really shows with age as well. Not, you know, almost okay. And if you can tell, I'm stuttering a lot since this is not really scripted. I thought this episode shouldn't be scripted. I just say whatever I'm thinking and whatever I really feel. And one of the things I should say is that I feel like I'm getting better, and the reason is like I'm not gonna go into the details of what does it mean to feel alone and how bad you feel when you're lonely, because I'm sure some of you at least had that. The other half of you is probably some delusional kid who's like 15-year-old, and he's like, yeah, I hate my parents. One day I'll go and just leave home and I'll be alone and I'll be playing games all day and watch streams and send vtubers. No one can stop me. They think that, but this video is for you. This video is both for the people who are already like me and the people who gonna be like me if they don't be careful, you know? So I'm telling you all, first to the people who wanna be alone, trust me, it's a bad idea. It's not worth it, trust me. You can have some alone time, that's fine. Everyone can have some alone time. But don't ever take the decision of, oh, I want to live alone, I'm gonna get an apartment alone and live. Trust me, I tried it. I've lived alone for long periods of time. It almost drove me crazy. You shouldn't do that. And the same thing for those who already live alone. The people here listening to this, you already live alone. You know, you got no waifu, no lifeu like me. And I'm just gonna tell you that I'm working on the solution. I mean, I don't really know what we can do. I mean, let's think about it. So let's think about it in the video right now. So we could either get married. That's a no-no for me and probably for most of you because we're still not responsible enough for marriage. Or we could have we live with a group of friends, which I had that before, honestly. I lived with the boys for a period of my time, and that was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. You know, waking up in the morning, seeing the boys, playing games with them, man, I'm getting nostalgic. Anyways, before we get into a different topic, that's also like a good alternative to marriage, or just stay at your family house. Don't leave until you're old enough to like get married or like live in a place with other people. Like this is also I usually say GGG is for everyone, and I still say that, but for this episode, well, I really need a script, but like sometimes I reference religion, Islam, and in Islam, Prophet Muhammad says like encourages you to not be alone, to live with people. So if the Prophet encourages that, that's pretty important, don't you think? And if you're not a Muslim, then that's fine. Just take my word for it. Trust me, man. Trust me, being alone is not good, man. I'm talking for experience here. And let's just say that if you're wondering if you're like somehow I don't know why you would be, but if you're wondering like what's happening to me now, well, I'm gonna throw it right there. I am doing a lot better than I used to be. I used to be in a place where little depression got me just because of how alone I was and how I didn't have real friends around me. But I'm getting better. There is a certain person who plays League with me a lot, and I appreciate them. They listen to me whining all time, and it's great to have them. I've been feeling a lot better ever since we became friends. And what else should I talk about? Yes. Also, did you know this is actually some important psychology notes to take? Every human, no exceptions, male or female, they have a certain set amount of words a day that they have to speak. You have to talk. And if you don't say these words, they just carry out for the next day. Women have more than men, apparently. That's what science says. That's not what I'm saying. Don't call me a sexist or anything. But I think it's something like 20,000 words for women and 10,000 for men, something like that. But they have double our words. But that doesn't really matter if you're a woman or a man if you're alone, because when you're alone, you're probably not talking a lot. And the 10,000 words just get carried over to the next day, and then 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 the next day. Oh, my neck. And eventually, you have so many words inside of you that you can't get out. No one to talk to. You're alone. Nothing to do. You'll eventually be depressed, and I'm talking from experience. That's why my friend knows that the reason I talk a lot. If you're watching this, is because I really back then I didn't have the chance to tell anyone any of these stories, any of these things, and thank God, alhamdulillah, for like streaming and of course talking to chat and everything. That's also a way for me to talk because I don't really have a lot of people to talk to. Yes, currently since of Corona virus and everything, I'm at my sister's house, and occasionally I talk to Luna, my niece, my 2-year-old niece and stuff, which is a good boost. But back then, when I was actually traveling before Corona, I didn't have anyone to talk to, and it was horrible. Trust me, it was so bad that honestly, I'm gonna throw it out there. One of the things that I used to do that kind of got me feeling better was playing a lot of games. I played a lot of visual novels because even in visual novels, while they're not be real people, at least whoever wrote these lines is a real person, and whoever are voice acting these lines are also real people. So it's good. It's better than nothing, right? It made me happy. It made me feel like, wow, I'm actually kind of talking to a person. Not really, they're fictional. But I played a lot of visual novels when I was alone. Played a lot of FGO as well, and things like that might not be the best. They will never replace real people. But if you're one of those people who are, like me, and you don't really have an alternative, then play games, man. Read books. Books are also words that are written by other people. That reading them will get you immersed, will get you, in a good mood, excited, will make you feel less lonely. And I'm talking again from experience. So I don't want anyone in the comments be like, "Ooh, how does he know all this?" It's called experience. I've went through that. That's why I can tell you. Trust me, man. Do good for yourself, and it's gonna give you even more good stuff. This is GGG, right? If you do yourself a good favor by being around more people, or reading a book, or playing a game, so you can stop being so lonely. And when I say play a game, I mean an actual game where there's reading or, writing. So you can use these words that you have in your head. Express your feelings. Not War Thunder. You don't be blowing up tanks and thinking, oh yeah, I'm playing 1,000 hours on War Thunder and I still feel depressed. Yes, because there's no real talking there. Unless you're using the chat, which no one probably uses, but yeah. Oh, this is getting really sidetracked. Sorry about the scuffed episode. This is probably one of the more scuffed episodes, but hopefully starting the next one, I'll go back to writing things out first and then being on time and not being over 10 minutes. Remember chat when this series was supposed to be only 30 seconds and 2 minutes, and around that time, look at us now. Honestly, I'm smiling a lot now. I feel like I got it out of my system, and so you should. If you ever need someone to talk to, go talk to people. Don't be like me. I used to be like, but I don't wanna bother them. And look what happened. I got depressed, and then I became a really shitty person. And I don't want to talk about the past, but trust me, bother people. Go talk to them. DM them. It's better. Way better than, actually falling through the bottomless hole of being alone and depressed. Okay? So that was a weird episode. Mostly just me ranting, but I hope it does at least one person. If at least one person feels better after hearing this, or changes their mind about being alone, then I probably did a good job. Then I really consider this a success. So yeah, sorry again for the gloomy. I mean, I think I've been laughing a bit more compared to the start of this video. I am smiling as I'm talking right now. You can see the smile. I'm already smiling a lot. I can't stop smiling because I really do feel like, as I'm talking about the video or like the things that happened, I really realized that chat has been there for me for a while now, and I've been relatively way more happier than I was when I was alone. So big thank you to all of chat, and thank you to that one league friend. You know yourself, but I'm pretty sure you'd be mad if I mention your name. Be like, oh no, why you mention my name? You know. So yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone, and have a great rest of your day or night or whatever you are. What time is it for you? Bye.